welcome to our exclusive coverage of the Commonwealth Games. We are coming to you live from outside the Edgbaston Stadium, where history has been made today with India taking on Australia in the first ever cricket match by the women at the Commonwealth Games. Well, the Indians won the toss. They batted first. Harmanpreet Kaur, the captain of the Indian cricket team, she made 52 runs and powered India to 154. And then it was pacer Renuka Singh who really struck fear in the heart of the Australian batters, reduced Australia to 34 for 4. They were 5 for 49 and now they are 7 for 110. They have to chase down 43 runs in 30 balls, which is going to be a tight chase. But remember, it is Australia against India. It is possible for Australia, though by all accounts, I can tell you at the moment, India looks favourite to win this game. And in the last few tournaments, when India has clashed against Australia, the girls in blue have managed to beat Australia in the group stage. However, it is only during the knockouts that the true Australian team comes to life and they become world beaters. Of course, Australia is chasing a gold medal in their maiden appearance at the Commonwealth Games. Joining me is Australian Broadcasting Corporation's Amanda Shalala to talk about this moment, India and Australia debuting at the Commonwealth Games. Amanda, how big is it for the sport of cricket and for Commonwealth Games as well, because history is being made at Edgbaston?
It's fantastic to see the women's event included. We have seen men's 50 over cricket at the Commonwealth Games, but we see that these women are so spectacular and so phenomenal, particularly the Commonwealth countries. That's the best thing about having T20 women's cricket at the Games, is that all the strongest nations are from the Commonwealth. Of course, Australia, the reigning world champions, India, England, New Zealand. So I think it's a really big moment for the sport. And of course, looking ahead, the Olympic Games, that's something that I think a lot of these teams would like to play in. So it's a great first step towards
Amanda,
that.
you know, one of the obvious questions that I have to ask you is that Australia is making their debut and so is India, but this isn't an England versus Australia first match. It's happening in England. Do you think that the organizers had a look at that phenomenal match that India played against Australia in 2020, the finals of the T20 World Cup?
I mean, that was one of the great cricket matches of all time in the shortest format of the game, wasn't it? Men's or women's. And for Australian fans, we still hold that very dear to our hearts, to have that huge crowd at the MCG, nearly 90,000 people, you know, the Katy Perry celebrations at the end, but the quality of that match as well, that is something that lives very strong in the memory and was probably a bit of a turning point for women's sport and women's cricket in Australia as well to really take it to that next level. So I think for sure these two teams have showcased they are of the highest quality and they deserve to be here on this stage opening the Commonwealth Games.
Would you say this would be another turning point for women's cricket, because the organizers, all the cricket boards are watching it, organizers are watching it, and perhaps the next step is Olympics?
I think so. So I think when we look at women's cricket, the World Cups are still going to be the biggest events. Commonwealth Games is a very important one, and the Australians have said they definitely want to win it. They've pretty much won everything there is, but they want to get that Commonwealth Games gold medal as well to be able to add to that. But the Olympics, if they did manage to get to the Olympics, I think that would be something truly spectacular. It's going to be in Brisbane in Australia in 2032, and there is a push to get some of those sports that Australia is very strong in, like cricket, like netball, into the Olympics. So this would be a good advertisement for it to try and give it that extra push.
Amanda, Australia has almost all titles that possibly a team can win. Would you say that this current Australian team is the most dominant when it comes to women's sports in Australia?
I think so. They're definitely right up there. When we're looking at all our elite Australian women's sporting teams, this is probably currently the most successful team in terms of all the different titles they hold and just the nature of their wins and the fact that they are able to go into any conditions to any country, take them on and succeed. So we've got a lot of great talent across many different sports. We're very fortunate in that respect. But this moment in time right now, yeah, I would say our Australian women's cricketers are right up there.
Well, the swimmers have also been very, very dominant for Australia. But coming here, would you say a gold medal guaranteed for the women's cricket team?
Oh my gosh, nothing is ever guaranteed, is it?
particularly in sport.
Exactly, but especially from what we saw in that World Cup a couple of years ago, there were many times when Australia could have been knocked out much earlier and not even won.
And India surprisingly has beaten Australia time and again in group games.
Yes, so it's definitely not a guarantee. This team would be incredibly disappointed though if they didn't get the gold medal, I will say that. So they place very high expectations on themselves, and at the Commonwealth Games, it is gold medal or bust.
The Commonwealth Games have started and it's history being made at the Edgbaston Stadium as the Indian women take on the Australian women. Cricket is making its debut at the Commonwealth Games, and to watch this historic moment, hundreds of fans have travelled from in and around the city, from across the globe and from as far as Australia. Let's listen into some of them. When it comes to India-Australia in men's cricket, it is massive. What are you expecting of these women today?
We're expecting a great game. They both performed well at the recent World Cup in New Zealand, especially Australia. India probably didn't do quite as well, but you'd expect that they'd be keen for a good showing at the Commonwealth Games.
Would you say that cricket is one of the biggest draw of this edition of the Commonwealth Games?
Yes, the women should be very happy that they're in the games here competing. It's a fantastic opportunity to showcase the game and to show the skills, and the skills are increasing more and more all the time. It's quite incredible how skillful they are and how committed they are to their game.
You've come here all the way from Australia for the games. Would you say cricket one of the biggest draws in this edition?
For me, definitely. It was one of the things I made sure I'd come to see. Would definitely be the cricket game, yeah, for sure.
I think my favourite sport is cricket. I really like it because it's really exciting, especially the T20 because it's very high pace.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Can't wait to see it.
I've come to see the football.
Yes, we're quite excited to watch the first T20 women's cricket.
Today's a very special day. We got the Indian ladies team playing first time in the Commonwealth, and wish them all the best, and hopefully they'll win, and I'm sure they will do.
Yeah, it's our first ever cricket match as a family out together. It's usually just the men, so good luck to India. History will be made today. We'll win.
How special it is for you as an Indian to see India debut here?
Sure. So this is like Neil Armstrong set first time foot on moon. Same way, if Indian women can do us proud, then gradually cricket can be part of not only Commonwealth game but also Olympic with T20 in the mind. Okay. Hope for the best. Go India!
India! Bye. Australia has been a dominant force in T20 cricket, and India is also coming off a fabulous series win against Sri Lanka. So expect this to be a pulsating encounter. But more than the clash itself, what's important is the moment. This moment in history as India, Australia make their debut in the Commonwealth Games. At the Edgbaston Cricket Stadium in Birmingham, this is Rika Roy for NDTV. It's been a bumper opening for India at the Commonwealth Games here in Birmingham. Let's have a look at some of the other results that have happened since the morning. Shiva Thapa, the boxer, won his opening bout against Pakistan's Sulaiman Baloch in the men's 60 to 63.5 kilogram category in the round of 32. Thapa won the first round with 10s from all 5 judges, while Baloch got 4 9s and 1 8. In the second round, Pakistan's Baloch lost 1 point due to a warning, as Thapa once again got 5 10s, while the Pakistani got 3 9s and 2 8s. Now here's some good news from Indian table tennis. India's women table tennis players opened their Commonwealth Games with a flawless display against South Africa, a 3-0 win. Reeth and Akula beat Edwards and Danisha 3-0 in the women's doubles, while Manika Batra, the big star of the Commonwealth show, beat Mushfiq Kalam 3-0 in the singles. Srija Akula also beat Danisha Patel 3-0.
rubber, but this is...
In men's table tennis, India beat Barbados 3-0. It was, in fact, Satin and Harmit Desai winning 11-9, 11-9, 11-4 in the doubles. Achanta Sharat Kamal cruised past Ramon Maxwell 11-5, 11-3, 11-3. Satyan sealed a breezy 11-4, 11-4, 11-5 win. India will next play Singapore in their second match tonight at 11 p.m. Which is India time. It's a good start overall for the Indian teams.
Didn't break a sweat. Harmit Desai and Satyan Gnanasekharan.
There's lots more to look forward to today. The Indian women's team also make their first appearance at the Commonwealth Games. They're going to take on Ghana. So we will keep getting you all the updates right here on NDTV 24/7. Keep watching.
Welcome to another side of Britain.
A side where we discover new flavours on every street corner.
Where we take good times to new heights.
And where ways to get around are limited only by our sense of adventure.
In 2022, come and join us for an unmissable year of celebration.
So get ready to explore different every day.